Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT Takeover London. That is right. After the monumental success of the first takeover, we are here again for the second iteration of this series. NXT gets set to take over the Wembley Arena in London, England, for tonight's incredible night of action. We are seeing here three of the matches that we're going to have for you right now, where there is a rematch technically from a few weeks ago. Peyton, Royce, the NXT Women's Champion, looking to hang on to that title as the demented Nikki Cross looks to try and win it back from her. Then, in a matchup that has just got rivalry, hard-hitting, and warnings written all over it, essentially. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Coren square off one-on-one. No potential title shot on the line, no respect on the line, just two men who can't stand the sight of each other and want to get rid of one another once and for all. And the same could be said for the main event, the NXT Championship on the line. Challenger Chris Sabin wants the title back, and in his mind he never deserved to lose, and to save NXT from what he sees as the death of the brand in Kazuchika Okada. It's the leader of the D.C.C against the Rainmaker. By the end of the night, will NXT once more be hailing Sabin? Or will Okada be able to hang on to that title once more and, in his eyes, save NXT from the destruction at the hands of the D.C.C? We'll find out in the main event, but we're going to kick things off by crowning the first ever NXT Global Champion. 10-man Battle Royal, and we're kicking things off. Number one, a man who wasn't even announced in the matchup, Kurt Angle, going to come towards the ring. Kurt Angle, who of course is last time out on NXT, at the first NXT takeover, he challenged and was unsuccessful in winning the NXT Tag Team titles with his tag team partner, Shelton Benjamin. However, here tonight it seems that Kurt Angle has come to London in the quest to win that NXT Global Championship, to become the first ever NXT Global Champion. 10 men, we know 6 of them already. There are just 4 that we don't know, well now 3, thanks to the arrival of Kurt Angle. NXT TakeOver kicked things off in Dallas last time round with a 10-man Battle Royal. That was determined who would challenge the winner of the main event, but this is to challenge, to find out even, who is going to be the first ever global champion. And speaking of Benjamin, well, this is going to be a weird way to kick things off. Tag team partners number 1 and 2. Shelton Benjamin is going to kick things off with Angle. This is actually quite interesting. I want to see how this one's going to pan out and who can be victorious, who can last the longest out of these two, because of course they've got to go all the way to number 10 and try and outlast those we don't even know who are in the matchup. This is going to be an interesting one. These two men, of course, from teaming up recently and for having respect of amateur wrestling background and everything, having respect for one another, they're going to know the ins and outs, really, of one another's moveset. So we'll see if that pays any dividends in who is going to walk out, or who is going to be eliminating who maybe in this match, because you never know. Neither of these two men can walk out with that NXT Global Championship, but to be fair, starting off the match at number 1 and 2 probably means you aren't going to be walking out as Global Champion. Anyway, what have we got in store for you here tonight? Well, there's only one match we haven't talked about, really. After this, we've got the NXT Women's Championship. Challenger Nikki Cross, champion Peyton Royce. NXT Tag Team titles up for grabs. Challengers the Rated R show of Big Show and Edge against the champions, the D.C.C of Bram and Christopher Daniels. Then it's Coren Austin. Then it's NXT Championship. Then it, of course, going to be Challenger Sabin, champion Okada. Could be a great night for the D.C.C. 3, 4, and 5 matches, and that by that I mean all about them. Could it be 3 wins in a row for the D.C.C, and can they go home with maximum, with the 100% outcome, without retaining those tag team titles with a grudge match win over Austin and that NXT Championship? It could be the D.C.C's night once more. We will find out, of course, by the end of the night. But as I was talking about that, Bret Hart came in the ring, a man who has been deeply frustrated since arriving down to NXT, and has just said that anyone in his way really is an annoyance to him, is a target, and someone he needs to try and get rid of, just so he can try and get back up to the main roster as quickly as possible. Number 4 is going to be Big Cass. Alright, I suppose they are handing out quite a few tag team opportunities for, well, for people in tag team, because there is Big Cass now. And he's already over the top rope, courtesy of Shelton Benjamin. Got an American and a Canadian going at it in the ring. See if Bret can get the elimination here on Kurt Angle. Not too sure what's happening with Benjamin and Cass over in the other side of the ring. Camera's not really showing that one right now. Cass managed to stay in there, and he's in control of Benjamin a little bit right now. Kurt Angle stayed in as well. 4 men occupying the ring. Big Cass there just leaping over that top rope, to be fair. Who's going to be number 5 in this one? We're about to find out. Nice DDT there by Bret Hart. Number 5 is going to be Noam Dar. So there we go. We actually already know 3 of the 4, well, quote-unquote, surprise entrants in this matchup. Noam Dar and Bret Hart were already known to be in it. Bret Hart for the last 2 weeks. Noam Dar since last week. Momentum to those 6 we know in the matchup currently goes to Rich Swann and Apollo Crews, who have picked up wins in the last 2 weeks over opponents who are known to be in this matchup. Those opponents we know already are in the matchup are Bret, Noam Dar, EC3, Cedric Alexander, Apollo Crews, and someone I'm blanking on. Alright, that is great. What a belly-to-belly there by Kurt Angle, though. Kick in the head. Well, speak of EC3, here he comes. Mr. Trouble himself, the 1%er that he is. Heading into the ring now. Bret Hart getting a little bit confident with himself up on top over there. EC3 going to go for him. Unsuccessful right there. Benjamin looking to try and eliminate Big Cass once more. Will he get him out? Nice neck breaker there by Bret. And Big Cass is gone. Oh. Maybe the NXT co-general managers may regret putting that decision. Given the opportunity even to Big Cass. Shelton Benjamin now look for that T-bone. Took way too long. And EC3, one half of the longest reigning ECW Tag Team Champions of all time, was able to get out of that one and is now taking it to Benjamin. Bit of a breathing room here for Bret Hart. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 still in it. And then 5 and 6 still hanging on. Maybe not for much longer. Benjamin looking in quite a bit of trouble here. Benjamin in a lot of trouble, truth be told. He is teetering. And Benjamin is... will he hang in there? Maybe so, but Noam Dar in good control of Kurt Angle right now. Benjamin dangerously teetering, but he hangs on. Noam Dar now going to try and eliminate Kurt Angle. Meanwhile, Shelton Benjamin going to try to get retribution. They're going to try and eliminate EC3, and Noam Dar eliminates Kurt Angle. Great elimination there for the youngster. Strong, really a strong elimination. And here comes one of the men with momentum. Rich Swann now heading towards the ring. Can you handle this? Because here comes Swann, and oh, well, Noam Dar's not going to be swanning it about anymore after that kind of low blow, is he? Bret Hart even loving the low blow that he was able to nail right there. Swann now going right for Noam Dar, going to try and eliminate him here. Gives Bret Hart a lot more breathing room once more. And he likes the sound of that, to be fair. Noam Dar does a great job to hang in there. Jawbreaker by Rich Swann. And that was a very nice attempted spinning kick. Countered. And now Noam Dar goes after the legs. Great idea. In theory, because you slow down the speed aspect that Rich Swann possesses. But also a bad idea. Because... what's the word I'm looking for? You kind of... well, there we go. You need to throw them over the top rope, and if their legs don't work and they're just dead weight on the floor, you're not going to really be able to throw them over the top rope. This man might be able to. Here comes Apollo Crews. Pound for pound, one of the toughest guys in NXT. Meanwhile, we got 2 eliminations on the go. Benjamin's out of here, unfortunately. He had a decent enough showing. Hung in there for some time, but now... we are down to basically the 6-man battle royal from last week's NXT minus Cedric Alexander. There are 2 men left. One is a surprise entrant and the other is Cedric Alexander. So Whatever happens here, one of those two men is going to be gaining significant advantage over the other. Well, over the rest, if they come out last. Great job there by Apollo Crews to just about hang in there. And meanwhile, there's a bit of a cradle shock by Rich Swann, to be fair. Bret Hart hung in there after EC3 tried to eliminate him. And Apollo Crews goes after EC3 now, and that once more allows breathing room for Bret Hart. Been in this a long time now, and he's playing it tactically. Himself and EC3 actually have been in it for not a lot of difference between the other. Same could really be said for Rich Swann. EC3, they did a great job to get out of that attempted slam there by Apollo Crews. You got to watch out for Crews' dangerous strength that he possesses, along with his incredible speed. And EC3 is making sure he's away from that right now. Can't eliminate him. Who's going to be number 9 in this one? Oh, it's The Rock! Making his NXT debut. The Great One has finally arrived to NXT, and he's going right after Bret. But Bret, look at the disdain he has for The Rock there, striking straight onto The Rock. Great strength there by Apollo Crews in the background now as Rich Swann tries to eliminate Noam Dar. But The Rock's arrival has brought this crowd to their feet right now. Perhaps they want to see The Rock become the first ever global champion. Would be a great opportunity for The Rock to achieve that. Great, oh, what a neck breaker that was. Rock now going after Bret Hart, and he's doing a solid job of it as well. Oh, the ring filled with all 6 men. Someone's going to need to go before Cedric Alexander can make it into the ring. Electric chair in the background by EC3. Bret Hart again being able to cling on and not get eliminated. Maybe not for long though. Rock might try again or not. This is turning out to be quite a sloppy affair between The Rock and Bret Hart right now. EC3 going to try and get rid of Apollo Crews. He's trying in the background, but Crews is hanging onto those ropes. Rich Swann is looking out into the horizon for whatever reason and trying not to eliminate Noam Dar. And as I say that, he decides, I better beat the shit out of Noam Dar. Oh, there's an elbow in the throat maybe. 2 eliminations on the go here. Apollo Crews is done for. EC3 finally gets Crews out of here. Noam Dar is gonna be out. He is in a dangerous territory. Bret Hart looking really confident, and Noam Dar is gone. Bret Hart soaking in the confidence in the corner there, but now Rich Swann goes for him. Rich Swann once more though, just kind of staring off into sunset for whatever reason. Currently that sunset is also EC3's arse. Now, Rich Swann, rolling thunder there to Bret. That can take a lot of wind out of his lungs and mean he may not be able to fight back. May not be able to stop Rich Swann from eliminating him. Oh, great counter though. The Rock, meanwhile, really trying to do a number on EC3, but got to give credit to Ethan Carter III. He's been hanging in there and into the exposed turnbuckle that EC3 got rid of a moment ago. Bret Hart using it to his advantage, and Swann with a clothesline there. Decks Bret Hart, and now the countdown begins to number 10, Cedric Alexander. And with all 4 of these men a little bit worn out, even The Rock, I would argue, is a little bit worn out. This could be Cedric's match to win. In comes Cedric here. And The Rock has been eliminated by EC3. Not the debut on NXT that he wanted, but EC3 has been really off to a strong start in this matchup. If I was a betting man right now, which, well, I can't bet right now because the match is in play, but if I put a bet on EC3, I'd be feeling quite confident about my choice right now. And Cedric Alexander not getting it easy either. Number 10 apparently meaning nothing when a fired up EC3 is in the ring. Triple German suplexes there. Good God, that was something to watch. Usually only see that from Brock Lesnar or maybe Chris Benoit, but EC3 just pulling that out of the bag and now pulling out just pure raw strength. One-armed powerbomb, deadlifted Cedric in the process as well. Swann though, tilt-a-whirl hurricanrana, down goes Bret Hart, and EC3 is going to do it again here. Sit out as well for Cedric Alexander. Number 10 has brought him no luck thus far. It has to be said. Swann went for the kick, got countered though. EC3 going to look for another elimination, and Cedric's out of here. That's what, the third elimination now for EC3. Speared Cedric out, and he's going to be deeply frustrated with himself. Number 10 in this one, and he couldn't use it to his advantage. Then there were 3, however. Well, there we go. They've now all run into the ring. Don't know why WrestleMania is there. None of them are going to it. But Bret Hart, who was in a number 3. EC3 was number 4. And I think Rich Swann was number 6. So all 3 of these men have been in it for some time. EC3, you're looking to get rid of Swann, and Bret Hart breaking that one up for whatever reason. Oh, going to look to try and weaken EC3. There's a low blow, and EC3 gets no rest as it gets turned into a back suplex by Swann. And Swann following up now. Rolling Thunder. Down goes, well, EC3 down for even longer, maybe. Maybe not. EC3 fighting through all the pain just to become global champion, and he's getting fired up about it now. EC3 needs to use his power to his advantage here. Nail some dangerous moves on Swann. And then try and get rid of Bret, because look at how Bret's doing what he's done this entire match. Pace around the ring, catch his breath, don't get involved in conflict unless he needs to. It's smart by Bret. That is the tactical genius that Bret Hart is, though. That is what helps to make him the self-proclaimed best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. Cedric, Rich Swann, they look for the Irish whip. Didn't pan out how he wanted it. Ooh, EC3 over the top rope now in dangerous position. Got to cling onto that bottom rope. But once more, Bret Hart breaks it up. I think Bret Hart wants these two men to wear each other out enough so that when the other one is gone, it's easy pickings for the Hitman, which is smart. I'll give him credit. EC3 going to try and eliminate Swann again. Oh, Bret from behind! Bret from behind! He takes both of them out! He eliminates the pair of them! And Bret Hart is the first ever NXT Global Champion. Well, there we go. His dismay for being sent down to NXT was replicated in this matchup. And now Bret Hart is the first wrestler to hold that belt. Give it up for your first ever global champion, Bret the Hitman Hart. I mean, credit where credit's due. That was really, really smart by the Hitman. Tactical genius for the most part. Bided his time, stayed out of conflict, and look what it brought him. It brought him the title that I would argue EC3 was inches away from winning. Commiserations to EC3 for not being able to win it, but well done to Bret for being smart enough really to plan it out and to just act in the moment. And there you have it, Bret Hart, your first ever NXT Global Champion. But now we move on, we look at the first ever NXT Women's Champion within this universe. Nikki Cross looking destined to win back the title that she was never pinned for. And by the way, yes, we are finally in the TakeOver arena. Let's ignore the fact that we travelled elsewhere for that match. But Nikki Cross here, practically, well, you know, she's in her home kingdom, I suppose. She, you know, obviously Nikki Cross being from Scotland, as you can tell from the badge on her jacket. Probably give her more of the hometown reaction, more of the favourite reaction maybe over Peyton Royce. But there is really no person you were supposed to cheer or boo for in this one. Neither woman really has anything respectable about them. I mean, Nikki Cross won that championship at the last TakeOver by stomping into Ember Moon's chest repeatedly and then using the ropes to her advantage. So it's really anything, you know, anyone's situation. And over these last few weeks on the build-up to this rematch, Cross and Peyton Royce have back and forth got the upper hand on each other, attacked each other from behind. It's just been that one-upsmanship kind of game, and neither has looked for the respect or the adoration of the crowd. They are both looking for the same thing, and it's what Peyton Royce is going to have on her shoulder as she comes out here. The NXT Women's Championship. Royce won that. Well, Royce won the older title, and then the week after she won it, the new titles were brought in, and she is the first and only woman to hold that version of the title. But in Nikki Cross's mind, that is still hers. When Royce won that NXT Women's Championship, she won in a triple threat match by pinning Sexy Star, not by pinning Nikki Cross. She stole the work that Cross created. Cross had nailed Sexy Star down for the count, really. She had struck it with her finishing maneuver, but Royce ran back in, basically drive-by kicked Cross in the jaw, and as Cross rolled out of the ring, Royce took the moment and took the title away from Nikki Cross. Will she be able to hold on to it here tonight, though? We are about to find out. Who will walk out of TakeOver London, your NXT Women's Champion? Let's find out. That is, of course, what they are fighting for right there, the NXT Women's Championship. Which one of these women will be able to hold on? Which one of these women is going to get that title? Will it be Nikki Cross in her quest to reclaim that title finally coming true? Or will Peyton Royce play spoiler for Nikki Cross once more and cost her the opportunity to become NXT Women's Champion again? Cross off the bat, they're running right for Peyton Royce there. Royce, who of course has been associated with Billie Kay over the last few weeks, and has actually made Kay take some of her falls, especially I think it was 2 weeks ago in the case of Cross and Peyton Royce, when it was supposed to be, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago where Cross and Kay squared off. Cross was victorious. She had to take the fall so that after the matchup, Peyton Royce could get the jump and floor on Nikki Cross. That was the last altercation those two women had with one another. But now it comes to a head here tonight. Which one of these women is walking out with that title? There's that spin kick again by Royce. Using her more lengthy legs, shall we say, to her advantage. And of course, she's got to try and keep some kind of advantage here over Cross, because Cross is a little bit smaller. She's got more speed, and also when Cross is prepared to, she can snap. And when Cross snaps, I would argue there is no... Oh, well, Royce is not doing much of making sure that Cross doesn't snap there. Disrespectful slap in the face there. She's got to keep her wits about her, because when Nikki Cross snaps, it is a scary sight. And there is a bit of it right there, tackling her down to the ground and slamming her head into the mat. That mat is, of course, just a little bit of padding and nothing but wood underneath it, so you can easily cause concussion by doing that. And there's Royce once more with the disrespect. The boot dug into the face there of Nikki Cross. Not a choke, so the referee couldn't break it up. Up on the second rope now, and Cross able to move out of the way. Royce fighting back. Give credit to Royce thus far. She's been doing a good job of containing the former women's champion, and now she's going to take off on the turnbuckle pad, try and use it to her advantage. Nikki Cross now, Irish whip. Royce in a dangerous position here. You never know what Cross has planned, and look at that there, Cross suplexing her back in the ring, using great strength as well to hold her up for as long as she did. And now, what does Nikki Cross look to have in mind? Here are the dangerous stomps of Cross, almost caving in the chest of Peyton Royce. No care really for Peyton Royce, just wanting to leave that mark on her as much as she can. Back suplex, Cross lands on her feet. Great job there. And now fisherman suplex. One of Royce's finishing maneuvers there being used against her. Cross in position, looking to strike. Plants her down. Fireman's carry. I mean, technically it's the landslide, but I'm trying to find the more technical term for it. Oh, diving headbutt there by Cross. No technical term for that one. Just Cross once again, just trying to cave in the chest, basically, of Peyton Royce. Good counter by Royce and a running clothesline. Can the NXT Women's Champion finally get herself back in this matchup? Leaping sidekick. And once more, right back to the disrespect, as if a momentum never faded. Peyton Royce, full of confidence, and of course with Billie Kay, you know, the iconic duo that they are running around and stating that they are going to become, especially with Kay last week saying on behalf of Royce that they are going to make this division iconic after Royce walks through Cross here tonight. Perhaps Royce and Kay's ego and their words have helped to spur Royce on here. She may go for that fisherman suplex. She will look to nail it on Cross here. Takes 2 steps forward. There's the fisherman suplex. There's the bridge. Arms on lock together though, and that's what allowed Cross to kick out. Little mistakes like that can cost her. And oh, raking the boot across the eyes there. But Nikki Cross is someone who enjoys the feeling of pain, so it's okay for her, I suppose, to feel something like that. Great counter there by Nikki Cross. Drop toe hold. Now what will Cross look for? She's thinking tactically here. She's going to the ropes. She's going to use the strength, the size advantage that Royce has against her. Up on that top rope. Twisting suplex neck breaker. Will that be Cross's invitational to a second NXT Women's title? It will be. Good God. That match did not go on as long as I was expecting it to go for, but it has done the job, to say the least. Nikki Cross reclaims her gold. Two-time NXT Women's Champion and 2-0 at TakeOver. Nikki Cross does it. Finally back with her loved one, I suppose. Nikki Cross reclaims the NXT Women's Championship. Well, there you have it. Congratulations to Cross. Maybe Royce will be in for a rematch, but good God, the intent and the animosity and the hatred really that had built up within Nikki Cross just kind of all exploded in that moment, and Cross able to use it to her advantage to get the win in rather quick fashion as well. Two matches down, two new champions. Keep your wits about you, those defending later on tonight and those defending up next as well, because it's the Rated R show against the D.C.C. It's a good thing we're in the Wembley Arena, because I don't think we can burn it down with Edge's Pyro. All good. We've nearly burnt down the university on many occasions, so be tactical, Pyro, guys. Anyway, Edge and Big Show became #1 contenders only 2 weeks ago after defeating American Alpha. However... Yep, that was loud. However, it has got a little bit more heated, especially last week, between these two teams. It was supposed to be Bram and Chris Sabin of the D.C.C. against the Rated R show. But as we saw backstage, Chris Sabin and Bram had left the Big Show out in the locker room. He was knocked out in the locker room. He wasn't responsive. And that had fired up Edge. And that has fired him up here for tonight, for this title matchup where the Big Show is back at 100% as well. Edge not the only, Big Show not the only person to fall victim to a D.C.C. attack. We'll talk more about that in the main event later on tonight. Big Show, though, said he received quite a knock from the D.C.C., but he's going to use that to his advantage here tonight. And the knock that he received from them backstage will be reflected in the power of that knockout punch he drills either into the big bald head of Christopher Daniels or the dumb face of Bram. Because whatever they do, whatever they try, tonight at NXT TakeOver, there is no stopping Edge and Big Show from making TakeOver Rated R. Whether that means they're going to start banging in the ring, I don't know. I hope not. But certainly seems to be their catchphrase, which is just Edge's catchphrase, really. But, we'll gloss over that. Big Show has experience in tag team matches, former World Tag Team Champion within this universe over on Raw. Edge has experience certainly within his own rights as well. Be it I forgot that thing existed, I'll be honest. Right, here they come. Christopher Daniels and his magical warping NXT Tag Team title for whatever reason. He really needs to drop the jacket. I think it'll be a sensible idea to drop the jacket. Because, within the D.C.C., I'd argue that Chris Sabin is Mr. Army Man, because I have no idea what that rank means, to be honest, what those medals mean. Anyway, here is Bram. Bram actually, I believe Bram is coming back home. Memory serves me correct, Bram is from London. However, that is not being reflected here tonight by the NXT audience. Certainly not feeling the love and adoration. But these things happen. He is actually not from London, as I just found out. He's from Derby. Never mind. Gloss over that and move on. But nevertheless, He's in his home country at least. But with him being, you know, with Bram coming home, he still doesn't have that positive of a reaction, to be fair. The crowd on the side of the foreigners. Of Big Show and Edge for this one. Let's see if they can achieve victory. Look at that. Look at the stare on Edge there. Really got some kind of personal vendetta against Bram. Certainly Bram anyway, because of course Daniels wasn't involved in the attack. We only saw Daniels once last week, and that was right at the end of the show. Well, there are your NXT Tag Team Champions. They defeated Kurt Angle and Shelton Benjamin at TakeOver Dallas to win them. They defended them against American Alpha about a month ago now. So they've already got a defense under their belt, but they're going to look to make it 2 here tonight by going over the Rated R show. Can they pull it off? They'd be the first to, you know, I mean, right now it's 2 title matches, 2 new champions, albeit, you know, the first one was going to determine a new champion no matter what, but still, you could have 50-50 on the champions to new champions scale. We're about to find out. This one gets underway. Edge is going to kick things off here against Bram, and Bram off to a disrespectful start right off the bat, using the hair of Edge to his advantage, but there is some strength possessed by Edge. And there is his anger as well. Look at it, just drill some stomps into Bram. We don't really want to get into a striking match with Bram, to be fair. I'd argue Bram is the brawler of the D.C.C. Maybe he's up there with Coren, I'm not too sure. It's kind of 50-50 split between those two. But Edge, the 2-time world champion, the former United States champion as well, showing his anger right now. Spin heel kick in the face of Bram. Not really many wrestling moves being used thus far. Been a lot of kicking, punching, and there is one. Downward spiral by Bram. Kinda. Go along with it. Oh, well, there's looking for a concussion again. Bram just slamming the head of Edge into the mat repeatedly. Throw him into the corner here. Not a good start for Edge thus far. Tag made. In comes Christopher Daniels now, punching him in the gut. Daniels, good counter there. Atomic drop. The D.C.C. operating well as a tag team right now, just operating well in general. Being able to stop all... come on, referee. Being able to stop all of Edge's offense right now. Not letting him really explode with momentum. Just kind of keeping him at bay. Stopping him. And it's working out incredibly well. Elbow drop. Mistimed that completely. And we may see a tag on its way. There's a definite downward spiral. We may see a tag on its way to the big giant. He's definitely not friendly. Here we go in the corner. Tag made. Big Show in now. Christopher Daniels may be in for a harsh ride. Yep, he's going way up in the air. Double flapjack. And Big Show now finally getting his revenge on the D.C.C. Christopher Daniels might be in a bit of trouble. Great counter there by Daniels. Headbutt there and the big man goes down. Big Show did say he received a knock, and I would assume that would be on his head. We didn't have any footage of the attack taking place. But I would assume there were numerous chair shots into the head of the Big Show, seeing as it took place in the locker room, where there were plenty of chairs used to their advantage. Great work there by Daniels to turn that into a sunset flip. Can Big Show kick out? Yes, he can. This man is like twice the weight of Daniels. I gotta give credit to the D.C.C. here. They are not fearing Big Show's huge advantage that he has over both of them. Daniels is keeping him at bay right now. Can Daniels lock in the Koji clutch? He can, but I'm not sure if that's 100% locked in. Big Show is going to be someone incredibly difficult. Large shoulders, large neck, large head as well. And oh, what an elbow in the face. Big Show up first to his feet. Can he turn the tide around for his team now? Can he bring some advantage to the Rated R show? That's going to hurt in the morning for Daniels. It's probably hurting right now as well, to be fair. Big Show with a super kick. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Big Show now. Oh, good God. Talked about cross-caving people's chests in the last match. That's Big Show doing it in a whole different variation. Tag made now. Back in comes Edge. Perhaps they're saving Big Show now for the latter stage of the match. When everyone's kind of exhausted, tag the Big Show back in. And we may be looking at new NXT Tag Team Champions. Good counter though by Daniels. Running STO. Daniels is going to go for Angel's Wings now. The Fallen Angel going to look for Angel's Wings here. Hooks the arms in. This won them the titles at TakeOver, but it's an incredible counter there by Edge. Down goes Christopher Daniels. And Edge now in the corner. He's warming it up. This could be it. This could be it. The D.C.C could be in huge trouble. Spear by Edge. Edge going to go for the cover now. Has he put away Daniels? Is it tag team titles? It is not. Referee saying 2, but I didn't see a shoulder raised up there, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if Edge broke up the cover. Maybe he still has more to do. I'm not too sure right there. I can't tell you for sure. Daniels right now, though, suddenly found a way to get back in control of Edge. And now here we go. Spin kick. Off the ropes goes Edge. Double drop kicks here. Gonna follow it up. Catches the arm. Neck breaker. Genius move there by Daniels. That was Daniels, though. I'd make the tag now into... I think making the tag in a Brown would be the smart move. No, he's going to go for the Koji clutch on Edge. Daniels apparently trying to take on the world here in this one. Koji clutch locked in on Edge. This is much easier to try and get the tap out on. But Edge also able to elbow his way out of it. Edge now may want to tag in the Big Show. He's Irish whipped him right into Bram's corner there. Not a smart move. Great counter by Christopher Daniels. Need him right in the head. Not going to make the tag either. Oh, here we go. Daniels going to set it up. Best moonsault ever. BME. Cover on Edge after it. Big Show win. Big Show not going to be able to break it up, and the D.C.C retain. And just for good measure as well, the Big Show was busted open in the background. But there you have it. Still NXT Tag Team Champions. The D.C.C. Bram and Daniels do it again. Sabin's going to be happy about that one. Regardless of what happens here tonight, they walk out with at least one bit of gold to their name. Congratulations there for the D.C.C. They were a bit of a disadvantage, to be fair. But they were not fearing Big Show and Edge. They came in with a game plan and they executed it to perfection. Because of that, they are now still your NXT Tag Team Champions. But coming up next, as I said earlier in the night, a match not about titles, a match not about settling who has respect for one another, a match not about determining who's next in line for a title either, a match determining who can do the most damage to the other and who can beat the other. Steve Austin, Stone Cold and Coren to square off one-on-one up next. This one been getting personal for a while now, to say the least, and look at TakeOver stand. The crowd here in the Wembley Arena, well, the Wembley Arena, standing on their feet for Stone Cold as he heads towards the ring. This one has really been kicking off ever since Coren got his nose in business that really had nothing to do with him. One random day, one random match, if I remember correctly, he came out and attacked Stone Cold following the match, and since then, ever since really a few weeks after TakeOver, it's been back and forth, trading blows between one another. They've met in tag team matches, I believe. They've met in that kind of iteration, but they have not had a one-on-one matchup. It has been built to a boiling point. Think of it, for those who watched Heatwave last week, as Joe and Black, basically. NXT's version of that. These two men hate each other. They want to see each other gone from NXT for good. And they want to just bring this to an end once and for all. And prove that one is better than the other. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's had a career resurgence since arriving down to NXT, has almost won the NXT Championship before from Chris Sabin. But is now going to take on what seems to be almost his second in command. The ever mysterious but ever present Coren, who made his debut in this universe at the last TakeOver, flattening the Macho Man Randy Savage and driving him to a verge of insanity. So much so that he's going around calling himself a king right now. A king of what? I have no idea, but that's the effect that Coren's had on him. And of course, Coren heads into this match with huge momentum, astronomical momentum behind him. Considering last NXT, he pinned the NXT champion Kazuchika Okada clean as a whistle, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. with that to his name, surely that is a huge swing maybe as to who could win this one. But at the same time, I truly don't know. This one is so evenly split. The ability of these two men, the hatred that these two men have for one another, it is so evenly split that you can't really call a winner. And what a surprise. We're not going to wait for the bell to ring. Here we go. On the outside, Coren going right for Austin. Surprised Austin didn't go for him in the first place. These two men now are going to fight on the outside to kick things off. DDT on the thin padding by Coren. This is going to be one of those just... I mean, you know, like I said, as I said when I think it was Austin was making his entrance, this is Joe and Black NXT version. These two men just with no respect for one another. No admiration. These two men just want to hurt each other. And that is what we're going to see right now. Both men get in the ring. The referee rings the bell and we are underway. Not too sure what Austin was thinking there going up to the top rope, but he paid for it with that knee in the skull. If you have not seen Coren in action before, you're in for almost a total package in a way. He's quick, he's strong, he's got the look. There's everything about Coren that just shows how strong of a pick that the D.C.C. and Chris Sabin made in this guy. But what makes it even more weirder is they made such a great pick in him. But truth be told, we really know absolutely nothing about this guy. He's a complete unknown, really. I had never heard of the name before he made his appearance at TakeOver. And there is little still to this day known about this mysterious man. But that doesn't stop Stone Cold Steve Austin from wanting to stomp a mud hole in him. From wanting to open a can of whoop ass on to Coren. Looking for the suplex here. Coren with a reversal. First bit of technical wrestling I think we've had in this match so far. Maybe one of the last as well. Coren now looking for some strikes, but Austin quick to counter. If these two men get into a striking matchup, it really could be even Stevens, to be fair. Both these men are just so well known for their strikes at this point, just known for just being able to just pummel a beating into the other. It would not surprise me if this one ended in some kind of a bloodbath, to be fair. This may have countouts and disqualification in effect, but do not be surprised if an announce table gets broken. Somehow a steel chair is brought into the mix. If one of these barricades are used to the advantage. In fact, they've already been used to the advantage by Coren. The ring post. Anything can be used here. Nothing's going to stop these two men from wanting to inflict maximum punishment onto the other. Both men going to go to work on the head. Of course, Austin for the stunner. Coren for the clock strikes 12. Coren nailed a pile driver just a moment ago, and Austin returns the favour. Very nice. Very respectful. Coren once again able to floor Stone Cold here. And what's he going to go for here? Double underhook. Oh, good God. Double underhook brainbuster. Austin with no room there to try and protect his surgically repaired neck. But he's still able to kick out at 2. Still very, very early days in this matchup, to be fair. Let's see what happens as this one continues on. Oh, I think what's about to happen is we're going to the outside. Surprise, surprise. Hot shot there by Austin. Coren takes a nasty landing on the outside, and here we go. Now we see no technical wrestling and just pure brawling. Into the barricade. Coren, no. No, don't do it. No, for God's sake. Oh, good God! Well, I did say expect rules to be broken, and they have been just that. Through the barricade they go. And the TakeOver crowd with a "This is awesome" chant already. This matchup only a few minutes in, and these two men have already broken one steel barricade. I wonder what else they'll get up to. Austin gonna send Coren to the steps, though. Despite going through it, Austin's still up to his feet. The Texas Rattlesnake, just one tough son of a bitch, as he puts it. And is able to continue on here, but Coren is still managing to go on as well, flattening Austin with that cannonball sent on. Returning to the ring. He's not going to win by count out. Surely not. Surely Coren wouldn't let it end this way. Nope, he's not. He's going for the... He went back in to restart the count. What a surprise. He's not done yet. And Austin makes him pay for it. Playing possum there with Stone Cold. Head first into that railing. that may have the NXT little cover on it, but that provides minimal support, to be fair. Coren stumbling back into the crowd a little bit. Oh god, is this fight going to extend into the crowd? Maybe. He's walking into it as if he's goading Austin in, but the count up to 6 now. A little bit of confusion between those two men temporarily. We get back in the ring at the count of 7. Coren, this swung for the ref for a moment. I would think if the referee knew about that. Austin with the counter there. Forearm shot. Austin now. Stunner! Stone Cold Stunner! Struck it seemingly out of nowhere, but he's taking a lot of time to recover here. Cover now by Austin. Is he going to end the undefeated streak of Coren? No, he's not. He is not going to be able to do that. These two men both with still a lot of fight left in them. Austin trying to keep Coren down on the ground here, but he's quick to get back up to his feet, and he's quick to send Austin now down to the ground instead. Coren kicking the gut. Oh, good God. We've seen this over the last few weeks. We've seen it to Austin. We've seen it to Okada as well. Incredible move here. Gory bomb into almost a Sister Abigail. What a combination of moves it is. Absolutely incredible to see as well. And now, oh, here we go. There goes the table. What a surprise. Looks like that may be next on the list of things that Coren wants to break. But Austin has no intention of it right now. He's focusing his mind on elsewhere, it seems. Over the top rope and up to the top rope. Not too sure what Austin's fetish is right now with the top rope, but that's something he's got. He drops him down. Austin gonna fly. Good God. Who would have thought we would have seen the day Stone Cold Steve Austin took a high-risk move to the outside? That is the hatred that he's got for Coren there, just kind of being showcased at its finest. Austin doing things you'd never expect him to do to try and gain an advantage. What's Coren going to do now? Oh, he may be looking for clock strikes 12 there. Maybe looking for the punch that spun Austin round. But Austin makes him pay. Luthez press. Coren with it, taking a barrage of punches there. He's still in a bit of trouble here. Austin into the cover, but my God, he didn't even get a 1 count. This match right now with momentum just swinging back and forth on the pendulum. There is no true decider really. There's no man in control of the other. Maybe they will be after this one. Austin, stunner. No! Coren does a great job to get out of it. Bide himself some breathing room, but only temporarily. Coren though with the counter. Austin may be in trouble. Coren now. Clock strikes 12. But did he get all of it? Was Austin able to use the ropes to slow down some of that move? It seems so. And Coren realizes it. That is, to be fair, that's a mixture of great awareness by both men. Great awareness by Austin for using the ropes there to soften the blow a little bit, but great awareness by Coren for realizing it and realizing he's still got a lot to do before Austin's done for. Coren bleeds now. Maybe the first time we've seen this man busted open. And Stone Cold is caused there. And there's a Luthez press of his own. And a diving fist drop, but Austin moves out of the way. That could have busted Austin open for sure. Well, I did say it was going to be a bloodbath of some sorts, and there is already evidence of that. Coren now with blood dripping down his face. That can impair his vision. For all we know, he may start to black out, really, in this matchup, and Austin could use that to his advantage. Oh, into the barricade once more, and a big boot in the side of the head. There's that move again by Coren. Using whatever he can to his advantage on the outside. He's well aware of the fact he's got a 10 count, and he's using it as much as he can. Head first into the pole goes Stone Cold. That's going to ring around your skull for some time. Austin now being taken to the announce table. Oh, good God, is it time? It's not. Austin with the counter. Coren sidesteps him, and both men return to the ring here, but Coren only wants to go back temporarily. Over the top rope now. Austin with the forearm shot, though, to stay in. And we get back in the ring. Gut wrench suplex again by Stone Cold here. Kind of just trying to use any move they can. And I think Austin's almost running through. What does he have to do at this point? He may have underestimated Coren heading into this matchup. Perhaps he was just standing over the Rattlesnake's next prey. What's Coren going to do here now? To the ropes goes Austin and to the outside again. This man is just infatuated with going to the outside here, with going through that announce table. Oh, you could hear the thump there. Austin with another reversal though. And he's going to send them back into the ring here. It's clear that despite the hatred between these two men, Austin actually wants this matchup to be in the ring. Whereas Coren wants no part of the ring whatsoever. Uh-oh. Stone Cold Stunner number 2 on its way. Could Coren be done for here? Austin, Stunner! He nailed that one flush. Coren's arm is not in the ropes. There's one. There's two. But oh. He had to use all of his strength to get the shoulder up there. But it worked. And he rolls out of the ring once more. Desperate to get any breathing room he can. Coren really having difficulties right now taking care of Austin. But Austin having difficulties in his own right taking care of Coren. Neither guy able to secure an advantage over the other. But this hasn't been a match, to be fair. This has just been a brawl. A 10-minute long brawl, essentially. Into the ring post again. This time it's Coren. These two men, if they don't walk out of this matchup with severe concussions, or a concussion at least of some sort, I would be incredibly surprised. Austin's head about to go batting again into the ring post. There has been little in the way of technical wrestling, but there has been much in the way of brawling. And I think that is what has made this matchup so entertaining, to be fair. What are we going to see here now from Coren? What does he have in mind? Diving fist drop, and he nails it. I think before he tries and goes for that victory, I think he wants Austin to bleed. He wants Austin to feel the pain that he's currently feeling. Coren is a complete weirdo, it has to be said. He wants Austin to feel his pain, and he will stop at nothing to achieve it. Even if it costs him the match, maybe. Yeah, he's perfect for the D.C.C. But he's still able to fight through everything Austin's given him, and vice versa. Neck breaker there by Coren. What will we see now? Oh no, it's this again. Double underhook brainbuster. No way for Austin to protect himself, and he does bleed. Austin now busted open, and Coren's got to love that. He's got to love the sight of the blood dripping down the head of Stone Cold, and now he puts himself in position. Austin dazed. Austin might be done for. Clock strikes 12. There's the replay of it. No way for Austin to soften the blow that time. His arms up in the air, and his head drilled into the mat. Coren hooks the leg. Referee in for the cover. There's one. There's two. But Austin kicks out. He refuses to give in. Absolutely amazing. Not every day you see that kind of heart. And look at him still trying to fight on you. Still trying to put up some kind of a fight. And now Luther's press. Where does he find this in him? Neither of these men are human at this point. They're made out of... I don't even know what they're made out of. But it's absolutely incredible. Coren spins him round though. And a third clock strikes 12. I don't think he stopped himself this time. Coren may have held those arms up just enough so that, yeah, Austin couldn't use the ropes. Drilled him head first into the mat. With all the blood dripping down his head, all the punishment he's taken, Austin could be out. 1, 2, 3. Coren does it. But my God, do both men feel the effects of that war. Coren your winner though, and his undefeated streak rolls on. Stone Cold Steve Austin gave it his all. He gave it every inch of him that he had to give, but it wasn't enough. Your winner, representing the D.C.C, is Coren. Congratulations to him there in securing that victory, and now it kind of begs the question of what is next for this man? What is next? for this insane, well, not even insane, this man is literally demented. What is next for him? Who does he have his eyes on next? Or what does he have his eyes on next? Will he go for that NXT Championship if Sabin is unsuccessful tonight? We'll find out. But speaking of that NXT Championship, it is time. Your main event of the evening. These two men, in a rematch from TakeOver, look to settle the score once and for all. Once and for all even. Okada, your champion, but will he hold on despite the beating that he received at the end of NXT last week? We'll find out. All momentum right now pointing in regards to the D.C.C, and Sabin himself should say that this is the D.C.C's night, and this is Sabin's championship to walk home with. Well, we are about to find out. Here comes the main event. Here comes the challenger, Chris Sabin. Walked into TakeOver last time round, built with confidence, and with that NXT Championship in his hand as well. Will that be the same scene at the end of the night for Chris Sabin, or will it be a repeat of NXT TakeOver Dallas? We will find out, but just to get everyone up to speed, it has been a long road in between TakeOver and now. Since then, Chris Sabin has demanded the rematch. He has demanded to get his hands once more on this man, stating that he has what it takes to finish off Okada, that Okada is poisonous to the brand of NXT, and that the D.C.C is his only saving grace. It is desperate times has resorted to desperate measures for Chris Sabin, and that was reiterated perfectly last week after Coren's perhaps surprise victory over Okada. He called out the cavalry, he called out Bram and Daniels, and a steel chair was slid in, and it was repeated chair shot after chair shot to the ribs of the NXT champion. Okada was simply drilled with those chair shots. And by the end of the night, he may not have been anywhere near 100%. He may not be 100% now. But there is one thing that the NXT champion Kazuchika Okada is, and that is a fighter. He may not show the burdens of pain. He may not be taped up from all the pain that he's received, but he does not care, putting it simply. He will go through it all right now to try and save this NXT brand, to try and rid it of the issue that is the D.C.C. Okada came down from ECW to prove that he was sent down even from ECW, and was ready to prove that that was a mistake, to prove that he belongs here. And it's gone now from Okada proving that it was a mistake to becoming the face of the NXT brand. That is what this match is about. It is not about who is the better of the two. It is not about who is the savior of this brand. It is down to who is the face of this brand. It is a matter of good against evil, and you can certainly see by this TakeOver crowd who the good is in this one. Okada, with the crowd behind him, and a great shot there to reiterate that point. He's got this TakeOver crowd behind him, but will it be enough to secure him that NXT Championship that he holds around his waist right now? Okada's defended the championship already against The Undertaker in an incredible matchup, but can he defend it once more against Sabin? Can he defeat the man who he won that championship off of? And can he do it while potentially not at 100%? Well, that is what we're about to find out. There is no breathing room on NXT TakeOver from the debut of from the incredible matchup we just saw between Coren and Austin to now. The NXT TakeOver crowd is ready for this one. NXT Championship up for grabs. Is this London crowd ready? Are you all watching at home ready for this one? Because I know I am. This one settles the score, I think, once and for all. There has to be a winner after this one. Momentum would point to it being on the side of the challenger, but you can never be too sure. Okada will do whatever it takes to walk out with that title, to become the face of this brand. So let's see who it is going to be. Would like to also say props to the NXT crew working in the arena here tonight for repairing that barricade so quickly. I guess it only fell down and it wasn't snapped. But good job there. Now we head on to the main event. Look at that. Sabin just with a quick glance at the title. And then right back to looking at Okada. Who is walking out of this one NXT champion? Let's find out. The bell rings and we are underway. As with Coren and Austin, don't expect a collar and elbow tie-up. Don't expect back-to-back chain wrestling. Expect punches. Expect kicks. Expect an incredible matchup that may have a little bit more wrestling in it, because these two, truth be told, are incredible wrestlers in their own right. There is a Sabin, though, off to a much stronger start. Who would have thought when the NXT brand was conceived, when it was brought back into this universe, that the two people fighting at the top, at the front of it, would be a man who many people thought had failed on ECW, and one person who all he was known for was being a part of a tag team, and a tag team that once it broke up was not seen from again. But that is what has happened. That just goes to show how great this NXT roster is. And that is coming from someone who currently leads perhaps the main roster around here. But these things, you know, you've got to commend NXT. Could say that without people like Sabin and Okada, they wouldn't be able to sell out the Wembley Arena like we're seeing now. They wouldn't have been able to sell out the place in Dallas that they sold out. But they are doing so every time NXT now gets ready to take over. Look at this here between these two men. It was a great roll up there by Sabin for 2, and he is in the driver's seat right now with this matchup. Taking it to Okada much the same as he did at TakeOver. Staying on the offense, and he's targeting the ribs, and you can see there Okada's reaction. He certainly is feeling the pain. Good leg drop there. Sabin's got and of course Sabin's cradle shock as well. Heavily reliant upon the ribs, so that's going to be great for him as well. German suplex there by Okada. Not too sure why he's going to work on the arm. Perhaps trying to take away the ability of Sabin to, you know, lift up Okada. Both these men quite even in almost every compartment, in every aspect to them. Speed, size, weight, all virtually the same. A little bit of a height advantage for Okada, but weight, they both weigh around the same, and they're both as quick as one another. It is almost an even contest. Great drop kick in the back there by Okada, and Sabin, much like we saw with Coren in the last match, rolling outside of the ring to gain an advantage. Bulldog onto the thin padding. But look at how different there Sabin is to Coren. He wants this match to be in the ring. He doesn't want the champion's advantage like we just saw in ECW to come into play. He wants to be able to pin Okada and just settle it once and for all and prove that he deserves to be the NXT champion. That was Sabin's signature maneuver there, the step up in Zaguri, but Okada shrugs it off and nails a brain buster on the challenger. It's been a great night for the D.C.C thus far. Can it be a clean sweep? Can Sabin make it a clean sweep? He will hope so. Daniels, Bram and Coren will be watching backstage, hoping so as well. Okada now in position, has Sabin, and he's ready to strike. Tombstone to Sabin. Okada needing that moment to catch his breath. And Okada now, is he going to look for the Rainmaker? Is he going to look to put away Sabin already? Can he pull it off? No, it's countered by Sabin before you can even spin him round. Sabin, quick to counter Okada again and again. And there's a step up in Zaguri once more. But you can see him feeling the effects, really, of what Okada has done thus far. Took him a little while to get up to his feet there. He's calling him to his feet. Is he going to nail the cradle shock? Yes, he is. Has the leg hooked. Cradle shock, but Okada turned to his side there, I think. That is going to do huge damage to his ribs. And you can see the reaction Okada's face to it, but it stops him. It stops Sabin from immediately going for the cover, and Sabin isn't going for the cover anyways. And somehow Okada's able to fight back. How do these two men do it? I don't know. Hatred must make you want to just go on and just surge on to try and become victorious. That must be the main thing driving them on in this matchup, is hatred. Okada now up top. Elbow drop, but imagine the pain that's doing to his ribs. Oh, well, okay then, Sabin, do you want to calm down? Hops right back up to his feet. Double shoulder tackles now to Okada. Look at how quick this is. And right back onto the ribs. He may be landing on his back, but just imagine the pain that surges through your ribs upon impact like that. And if he nails something off the top rope here, this is going to cause so much damage to them. Oh, great go there. Great work by Okada to move out the way, but he's unable to dodge the step-up enziguri once more. That can rattle you around, but Okada is able to fight through it. Once more, just like we saw in the match prior, the pendulum of momentum just swings back and forth either way. One moment it's for Okada, one moment it's for Sabin. The last 2 matches in a row, there's kind of been no favourite in the matchup. I think that is what has made it so difficult now. Look at that camel clutch STF by Okada. Can he finish the job here? It would be embarrassing for Sabin to tap out in front of thousands of people here in London, and Sabin is not going to do that. He gets out of it. But Okada is quick to counter. Good God, these two men. Look at this. Counter, 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 counter. And Okada now, not even bothering with the Rainmaker. Just 3 short arm clotheslines, drilling them into the jaw of Sabin. Will he do it? Will he retain his title? No, he won't. Sabin forces that shoulder up at 2. And Okada a little bit stunned and perhaps a little bit annoyed as well. Going out onto the apron again. Okada going to take flight here. Off the ropes he goes. Leaping drop kick, but he may have caught his neck. Something awkward there on the ropes. Apparently not. He's still able to fight on here. Great counter by Sabin. Step up enziguri. Great dodge by Okada. Tombstone by Okada. Great counter by Sabin. And the step up enziguri this time connects. Wow. Just back and forth like that just makes you go wow. It has to be said. Up against the ropes now. Sabin going to go back to what he used before. Back to those ribs. Back to those damaged ribs of Okada. If they weren't damaged before, they are damaged now with all the work that Sabin's done. I would assume they were at the least bruised, and now they've got to be in a significant amount of pain. You could see there Sabin questioning what to do next at that moment. And here we go, Okada going to go up top. It worked out once, but with all the pain in his ribs, will he do it again? He will, and oh! He landed right on his side. This is just making whenever Sabin decides to nail that cradle shock even more damaging. Because I would argue if Sabin's able to nail that cradle shock and he goes right for the cover, I couldn't see Okada kicking out. Especially with all the damage done at this stage. Okada lifts him up. Gonna go for that tombstone again. But once more, Sabin out of it. Pushes him away. Gives himself some breathing room. But he's unable to gain an advantage from it. Okada sends Sabin into the turnbuckle. Uh-oh. This is looking a bit dangerous here. Off the top rope he goes. Drop kick, and oh good God, the referee almost got struck there. If that were you, ref, I would just stay in the corner. Stay out of sight, because they are using all of this ring right now. Still back and forth just being demonstrated time and time again. In the corner now goes Okada, and Sabin has something outlandish planned. Okada quick to recover. What's Sabin going to look for? Oh, there it is, through the turnbuckles. Oh, good God. Through the ring ropes, tornado DDT. And a well-deserved "This is awesome" chant right now, because this match has been exactly that. Sabin up to his feet and nails Okada down there with a clothesline. We usually see that from Sami Zayn, but Sabin going all out to try and claim that NXT title once more. We've already seen a 2-time champ crown tonight. Can Sabin achieve it again? Can Sabin become the first ever 2-time NXT champion? He's going to go up high now. Okada's ribs may be in for a rough landing, but he's able to move out of the way again. Okada trying to slow down the pace, trying to give himself a little bit of breathing room. Held him there in that triangle hold and repeated elbows. And nope, it's not going off yet. No, we're all good for now. Okada can see just not wanting the outside to be brought into perspective. Perhaps he was watching the match prior. Perhaps he had his eyes on it and realized how much, you know, if Coren's willing to use the outside, surely Sabin will as well. And there goes the announce table once more. The cover and the TV monitor's just been thrown off. Boy, I'm glad I don't sit there. Count up to 3 now, and Sabin just went face first into it. If Okada goes through that announce table, his ribs could be done for. And this match could be over. He rolls outside of the ring here. Sabin does. Okada didn't notice it. He had his back turned the entire time. Uh-oh, he sends him into the announce table. There's that splat sound again of the impact being made. Oh, face first into the table. And there's that enziguri again. Good God. How's Okada hanging in there at this point as well? Sabin now going back in the ring. Will it just be to break the count? Indeed it is. Right back outside. But Okada had some time to recover as well. Here we go. He's taking him to the turnbuckle. To the turnbuckle, to the announce table. Oh, good God. He may go through it. No. Okada quick to counter. Kick in the gut. Sabin gets reversed from sending Okada through the table. And now Okada can capitalize. Big boot in the side of the head. The Rainmaker's feeling it. Sabin's unresponsive right now. That big boot may have knocked him out from all the work they've done to just pounding away at each other, to each other's skulls. Okada now. Okada, Rainmaker! He's waited all match for it, and he's right into the cover. 1, 2, he does it! Kazuchika Okada retains. He thwarted his master plan, and he may have knocked him out in the process. Okada, the face of NXT, and can finally put Sabin behind him. Congratulations to Okada. Still your NXT champion, Kazuchika Okada. My goodness, what a pair of matches we just had in a row. But what a night for NXT. Fair play, round of applause for everyone involved in tonight's action. You did it again. You put on another stellar show, and you proved why NXT is perhaps one of the best places to be in this universe. And the NXT TakeOver crowd certainly reiterated that. 2 new champions crowned, 2 outstanding matches to boot, and Okada is still your NXT champion. What a night TakeOver was, and that will end this episode of Universe as well. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.